something else which is very interesting is riskiness versus volatility. Okay, so everyone that I meet in general think they think volatility equals riskiness. Okay, now if you're going to have an honest word with yourself, I'm pretty sure a lot of people here currently still think it's the same thing, but it's a flaw, or it's a miss. It's a bit of a myth. Volatility does not equal riskiness. Then let's get a big fat cross through that. They're two different things. Riskiness is based from complete other stuff, as in fundamentals or something, and volatility is based on liquidity. But they're not connected to each other. It just so happens that sometimes you get very dodgy assets, which are very risky, that are also volatile. So, for example, I'll give you an Gamestop. So, in my opinion, that is a what is going on my keyboard? I can't type certain letters. I'm trying to type 𝐺𝗵𝗍. No. Maybe I need to flip around the batteries. 1 second. Do the old battery spin. Hopefully that'll work.
A few moments later.
No, what about I? Okay, my keyboard doesn't like typing certain letters at the moment. Right. Hopefully I don't have to type anything. But yeah, GameStop is a weird example where all of a sudden you had a bit of a risky stop because you're basically, it's like buying shares in, Blockbuster or Kodak, and then it has crazy volatility. Now, crypto, in fact, ignore crypto. Let's look at Bitcoin. Okay, back in 2017, it was a risky asset because it was completely unproven, blah blah blah, and there's a lot of hype, and it had a lot of volatility. So that a lot of people think, oh yeah, Bitcoin's risky and it's volatile, blah blah. Don't go in it. But is that the same story right now in 2021? No, it's not. Is it volatile? Yes. Will it go up and down 50%? Yes. So volatility is there, but is it risky? Well, no, it isn't. Think of anything on the planet with, $1.5 trillion market cap. Something, it's going to be, if you look at the camera right now, we have a secret guest stealing my tool bag. What's happening with my tool bag? Ellie does the DIY in the house. Sometimes. Fairy doors, okay. So if we look at cryptos right now, I'm guessing, I haven't checked for a while, it's roughly $1.5 trillion market cap. Sorry, coin, damn it, I can't type coin market cap. All I've just typed in is con market. God's sake, okay, here we go.
A few moments later.
Right, what was the total? 1.5. I wasn't that far off. So $1.5 trillion market cap. Okay. Or no, let's take Bitcoin. Bitcoin is almost $1 trillion. Okay. So straight away, that puts Bitcoin bigger than pretty much every public company out there. It's bigger than Tesla. Is it bigger than Tesla? I can't remember. It's basically one of the. If it was a company, it would be one of the biggest companies on the planet. It's huge, and it's also battle tested. Can you think of any asset out there? Or asset class, which has been going for at least 11 years, or 2009 it launched, so call it 12 years. It's been beaten up ruthlessly in the public eye, in the media, like everyone. Governments, banks, billionaires have tried to slander it. It's never been hacked. So it's safe as anything. It's resisted, and it's been the best performing asset in the history of humans, and it's still going, and the fundamentals are still growing, and we're now having corporate buy-in. So obviously we've got Grayscale buying tens of thousands of bitcoins. We have Elon buying 1.5 billion. We've got, Michael Saylor, he has thousands of bitcoin now, and I think it's just a matter of time before we have other corporate buy-ins, whether it be Apple or Amazon or whatever. Like Tesla said it's going to start including Bitcoin transactions into Tesla. Yeah, but that's great. But does Tesla really do that many transactions? Not yet. Not until it gets its decentralized energy grid out there. But if someone like Amazon were to do it, or Apple, I mean, Apple has billions of users. that use Apple iTunes, App Store, all that sort of stuff, or if Amazon were to adopt Bitcoin and say, hey, you can buy stuff on Bitcoin now, or Walmart, or one of these other big boys, or Microsoft, like then all of a sudden that's going to push push Bitcoin nuts. I mean, Tesla effectively pushed Bitcoin up by $10,000. Imagine what Apple would do if it bought in. Now, bear in mind, Tesla only bought, I think it only put 6.5% of its capital reserves into Bitcoin. So 6.5%, and that's not much. If Apple were to put 6.5% into Bitcoin, that would be like a $10 billion buy order. It would be tiny. And not only that, you probably saw in the Facebook group I posted that Canada is now about to launch the first ETF, crypto ETF. So we're going to have lots of big corporate buy-ins again in terms of the financial world, where people can eventually start investing in crypto in their pension, their ISA, and so in order to launch an ETF, you need thousands and thousands and thousands of Bitcoin or crypto to do that. So is crypto in general risky now? I don't think it is. We're out of that park. That's not saying all cryptos are not risky. I'm saying Bitcoin is not risky, and any of the bigger market cap cryptos are not risky anymore. Ether, I would say, is not risky anymore. I would say any crypto that has a market cap of over $1 billion is not risky, especially if they've been going for at least 5 years as well. So we're out of the risky game. So anyone that you hear on the internet go, oh, it's all risky, you shouldn't play with crypto, I would argue, and I'd publicly contest them and prod their knowledge and say, hey, from what data set are you basing this opinion on? When was the last time you interrogated your crypto data set? And then end of conversation normally. So, but is it volatile? Yeah, it's going to be volatile, and I think it's going to be volatile until crypto is, at least a $20 trillion market cap. And now the big boys are coming in. It's probably going to get a bit more volatile. And so, will if we go back to Bitcoin, will it crash 50%? Yes, I would stake all my life savings that we will see a 50% correction at Bitcoin at some point over the next 5 years. I mean, that's like a given. But as I said in other videos, does that mean 50,000 down to 25,000? Or 100,000 down to 50,000? I don't know. But let's say it happens today. We haven't hit 50 yet. We got so close to 50,000. But let's say it halves from 50,000, takes us all the way back down here to 25,000. Well, it's still higher than pretty much any price point where people have been buying in for the last few years. It's still beyond the all-time high of like back in 2018. So it's progress at least. As I said, look at this trend line here. There's still a big gap that this needs to fall into, back down to sort of $30,000 at least. So no, I'll never. I literally just saw Eddie's comment. Would you short Bitcoin in that situation? No, we are in the wrong cycle. I would short Bitcoin if we have another secular bear market like this, yes, because you have huge amounts of overwhelming momentum going with you. But at the moment, we're in a secular bull market. You do not want to be punching this bull in the face right now, or even standing in front of it. So this is why, moving forwards to my portfolio plans, it's interesting. So what I tend to do, so